Thank you for joining us. Today we have the privilege of presenting exclusive interviews with three really outstanding celebrities. Not the usual Hollywood fluff, but really personal thoughts with Fred Williamson, the famous NFL athlete and movie star. And then we have the legendary Trini Lopez also sharing his views with me and Toni Holt Kramer at her fabulous Palm Springs mansion following these messages.
Life Extension magazine brings you new discoveries in health and anti-aging. Our science-based research and supplements are so advanced they're many years ahead of the medical mainstream, with quality control standards that exceed FDA mandates. Life Extension has covered groundbreaking medical research for more than 35 years. For your health and future, you deserve the best. Learn more at lifeextension.com.
In 1973, he took charge of the big screen in a film that made him a star.
As far as the national organization is concerned, we want them to think that you are still in charge. You will be the white face, so everybody will make it easier to swallow. You know what I mean? What do you call it? Token white, huh?
He was Black Caesar. He really had the persona. But he basically is playing an exaggeration of himself.
Black Caesar was an image that I was trying to get across to the public that I was going to sell henceforth. An anti-establishment hero, but wasn't selling drugs, wasn't doing anything negative, and anybody I took down in the movie deserved to go down.
Black Caesar was shot on a shoestring budget, and director Larry Cohen pulled out all the stops to get it made.
We had no permits, and we had a crew of about 2 people. And when Fred got shot and fell down in the middle of the street, people crowded around him. They thought he really was hurt. There were people trying to help him up.
I mean, very little money. We slept on the floor or during our break, or we hardly had anything, really.
With us now are Toni Holt Kramer and Fred Williamson. I'm in the company of 2 movie stars. This is unbelievable. So,
well, everybody needs a job doing something, so, you know, you find something.
We just thought it was an easier way to make a living.
You find something that you're good at, and you keep it up until they kick you out.
Toni, I saw this man back in movies called Black Caesar and Steel.
That's right.
Steel's Law back in the day, yeah.
And very unfortunately, I have to confess, I was not cast as one of the goons in these movies.
Well, actually, you know, Fred doesn't tolerate goons. You know, he has a very limited appreciation.
No.
So with him, you got to move quickly. You got to get it. You got to talk about it. You got to get it going, and that's the way he is.
I directed a show
and
with her.
I want to tell you, he directed our show, Ruta and May.
Yes.
When we did.
It was a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Telling you, we were good. We were good, weren't we?
You kept talking. It was good. You heard all you did was talk. It was good. Yeah.
The tour bus stops here. Yeah. Ruta Lee, Toni Holt, directed by Fred Williamson. Yeah. So he knows his way in front and behind a camera. He also knows his way on a political stage because you campaigned for the president.
You know, I mean, you pick and choose, and I chose Donald. Excuse me. I chose President Trump.
There you go.
Yes. You know, why not pick the best of the group? You know, that was the way I did it. I sorted it out by who was saying the things that I wanted to hear, and also who was saying the things that would listen to me. And I think he's doing a pretty good job.
How unfortunate it is, I'm sorry for interrupting, but how unfortunate that society has become so ridiculously divisive, such intensity.
Yes, but you know, it's going to come back because people are going to look at it, I think, and say, the world is going to hell.
There's no reasoning, I mean, behind what they say and how they treat President Trump. There's no definite reasoning behind it except ignorance. I mean, when something is in front of you and something is happening and positive in front of you, how can you be ignorant and say, we don't want that, we don't like that? It's ignorance. It has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with color. It's ignorance.
And ignorance is such a dangerous thing in our modern world.
Because you can't define ignorance. You can't have somebody explain why they are ignorant. So there is no explanation for it.
But I'll show you something, and Fred can attest to it, because he was our very first Trumpster. I mentioned that Trumpets USA started out just girls, And within moments, hours, I said to Fred, "You've got to be our head Trumpster." And he went, "I'm in." And, you know, he was at the first 2 events we did celebrating Trump.
They needed a brother up front, you know. That's it. They needed a brother to solidify and combat the ignorance out there of what they're saying he's not doing. I mean, nobody is giving him credit for what he's doing. Just give him credit for what he's doing. Don't be so negative. Negative is a killer in anything, even in the movie business. In this business, political business, being negative is a killer because it takes away your thought of reasonable thought.
Right.
And all the nitpicking.
We see that. We see that all the time. And people that get like that get less and less appreciation of life, don't they?
Yes, and screaming doesn't win. Screamers don't win, you know? Just look at the results. That's all you ask somebody to do. Look at the results. You don't like the results, then I'll listen to you. But if you tell me you don't like his tactics and what he does and the way how he does it, the man has street knowledge. He doesn't have bourgeois political knowledge. He has street knowledge. He knows how to talk to somebody to get him to listen to what he has to say. He's good at that. He's a great street fighter, you know.
Oh, the best. Yeah. He is the best.
He's a street fighter.
Yep. But listen, that's what it takes.
Yes.
You know, for all the years of pandering and people collecting after they finish working, collecting for the rest of their life. You do 1 day in Congress, you have a pension for the rest of your life. He doesn't even take a salary. He doesn't even take it.
Walk softly and carry a big stick. That's the motto. Walk softly, carry a big stick.
Interesting.
You can see Fred, by the way. Fred is going to be, we're going to have a kickoff football. You know, Fred was a big football player and a football star. Yeah.
Super Bowl one, yes.
Yeah.
Super Bowl one.
Yeah.
And you're having an event in
February 1st, 2020, and as the official kickoff.
Well, she's going to have a lot of has-been jocks there. Used to be, was-been, washed up, used up jocks there, and I'm one of them, so.
Oh, no.
I'll be happy to see you.
We're all relevant. Everyone who is there is relevant.
I'll be happy to see some of these guys.
And we're always sold out, right? Within 20 minutes.
Yes.
And it's at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
And we're going to have a very sporty crowd.
And you're going to bust in some black folks this time.
For sure.
Because every time I get up there, first thing I say is, where are the black people?
That's right. We always have black people.
You don't have enough. You got to bring some more in because they're out there. They fight.
Come on over.
They're fighting for us. They're saying the same things that we're sitting here saying. They need to be seen. They need to be heard.
Invite some of your friends to come.
They need to get in Mar-a-Lago. They probably couldn't get into Mar-a-Lago.
You always got into Mar-a-Lago.
I say me. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the other people.
Well, no one can get in black, white, yellow, green. If you don't have a membership or you're not with a member, you can't get in.
It's ridiculous.
It doesn't make
people
any
should
difference.
Sorry for interrupting you, Rudy, but people should be judged on the merits of who they are, not their heritage or skin color. It's totally ridiculous. We have a talented man here. Yeah. We have a talented lady right here. Who cares where you were born?
We're not in that. We're not at that place. We're not at that point right now. We're not there. We're not there. I became active, became famous doing my own thing. My motivation was everybody to tell me something that I can't do. Every no that I got in my life was a motivation. Being black is an automatic motivation. I'm motivated every day because I'm always doing something I'm not supposed to be doing.
You said you were born having to prove yourself.
Yes, exactly. I'm born proving myself, and I love it. I had to be faster than somebody, quicker than somebody, tougher than somebody, smarter than somebody. That's great. It keeps me on my toes, and you can't ever sneak up on me because I expect you to be coming.
And you jolly well are. And I'm just thinking about Sammy Davis Jr. with Toni right behind you.
Yes.
And he wrote a book called Yes, I Can years ago. And I'm so impressed with all that you both do. Toni just wrote this book, and as you know.
Well, so being a female, you know, she had a lot of things that she had to overcome and fight. You know, not supposed to be head of this company or be president of this or do that.
And
because
also,
you're a woman. Yeah.
if you're not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, which you weren't and I wasn't.
Oh, no.
It takes a lot more work.
No.
And a lot harder.
We had plastic spoons.
Right. And also, you know, in the days when Fred really became a star and a football player and then an actor, and I became a television columnist and an interviewer, it wasn't like today where, you know, they have schools for everybody. You come out of the school, you are completely learned.
Yeah,
we learned the hard way. We worked.
We get judged, too, more critically than anybody else, being a black man, being a female. we get judged more critically. So we have to be careful and sharp about what we do, and when we have to stand for something and stand for what we say and stand behind what we say, and that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to excel in order to overcome discrimination. Isn't that sad?
I don't want to overcome it. That's not my goal.
I don't think
No.
it's overcome.
No, my goal is not to overcome it. My goal is to let them watch me, see what I'm doing,
As a role model.
and motivate other people to do the same thing. I'm not trying.
It's like, you know, my motto in my book, Unstoppable Me, says, if you think it, you can do it, which is really what Fred's saying.
Precisely, yeah.
You don't want to overcome, because in able to overcome, you have to convince them. You don't want to convince them. If you want to be you and you want to be how you are, fine, that's okay. As long as you don't get in my way, physically or mentally, then you and I can get along. We can talk, we can sit around the table, you can tell me your side of your story, and I can tell you my side, and we can go have a drink and have fun, you know?
And here we are today, and I really believe you're both at a peak of success and energy, the two of you, actually.
We're relevant.
It takes energy, dude. It takes energy. I mean, our battle scars don't show, but
That's right.
We're covered with them.
That's right. We really do have scars. I mean, don't look at our backs.
We're covered with them. We're covered with them.
But it's true. I mean, you know, it was wonderful having the experiences that we had.
Yeah.
I think we are so far ahead of a lot of people that never had the opportunity to have to work as hard, fight as hard, do as much, overcome.
You know, I'm a graduate from Northwestern University, architecture and engineering. When I was number 2 draft choice to the 49ers, and I had a very prolific athletic career at Northwestern. So when I went to 49ers, I went as a All-American flanker back, a guy who catches the ball. First day in practice, they make me a defensive back. They give me a red shirt. I says, why are you giving me a red shirt? Does it mean I'm special? He says, no, son, you're not special. You have to play defense. I said, what do you mean play defense? Don't you know who I am? I can catch the ball with my teeth, between my eyes, anywhere. I don't know how to run backwards. They said, well, if you're gonna make this team, son, you're gonna have to learn how to run backwards. So after 2 weeks of practicing, I'm falling down, I'm tripping on my feet. I can't cover anybody because I don't know how to run backwards. So this is Coach Hickey. He comes to me and he says,
He spent too much of his life trying to go forward.
Comes to me and he says, son, you disappointed us. You can't make the transition. We thought you were a great athlete and you could make the transition. And if you don't do something in the next few days, we're gonna have to cut you and send you home. I send me home. I'm gonna go back to the ghetto, tell the boys that I can't make a little football team. I'm the baddest guy in the neighborhood. I can't make a football team. Are you crazy? So I go back at night and I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do? So I said, look, I'm 220 pounds. I'm the fastest guy on the team. Why should I have to cover anybody? I'm just gonna get in front of your face and knock you down. First victim come out was R.C. Owens.
Victim.
R.C. Owens. And I'm like 2 feet away from him. I'm breathing. I could tell you what he had for breakfast. Coach Hickey says, Williamson, get back. I says, hell with you. I'm standing right here. He said to R.C., go ahead, make him look stupid. R.C. made a move, and I give him this. Bang! Knocked him out. Red Hickey runs over and says, God damn it, Williamson, what are you doing? I said, I covered him. He said, well, get back and stop hammering my players.
Is that how you got the name Hammer?
That's how I got the name.
I wanted to know that. I've only known him for 30 years.
Stop hammering my players. So I became the Hammer.
The Hammer. I wanted to ask you that.
I gave him this shot right here. That was it.
We're going to give ourselves a shot right now because we've got some other people in the room that want to say hello. And thank you, Mr. Williamson.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. His wife, Linda, was also one of our, and still is, one of our foremost trumpettes.
Well, this is absolutely a wonderful experience. And all I can say to you, Toni, and to you, my friend, is I'm going to infiltrate the set of your next movie and find my way into a position as one of your next goons.
My next movie is in Spain. I'm making a Western with my director called Enzo Castellari. We did a film called Inglourious Basterds, so I'm off to Spain in a couple of months.
When is that?
Wow.
In September, October. I'm going.
Well,
September,
I guess
probably.
we're all going to have to visit
Going to
you.
Spain. But after Spain, we go to Rome to make another movie in Rome with Franco Nero. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Things are moving. Things are happening.
Things are moving, you see?
Yeah.
Don't believe this thing at that age. I mean, this kid is just getting started.
Absolutely.
I know him.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Toni.
Oh, you're
Lovely
so
to have you here.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And you, sir. A
And
real
Fred.
pleasure. Yes.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, and I want to thank you so much, too, for coming to my book signing party at Villa Paradiso here in Palm Springs.
Yeah, heard about it.
And that's why we're all here today. So thank you.
With us now is Toni Holt Kramer and our friend Trini Lopez, the fabulous Trini Lopez. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Oh, so special.
Thank you,
So
honey.
special.
Thank you,
my dear
thank
one.
you.
As I was saying to you, Toni, before we actually met Trini today, I would listen to Lemon Tree, and if I had a hammer...
I used to try to sing it.
You did? Were you trying to be a singer too at one time?
I just loved it so, the way you did it.
Because I knew you were an actress,
Lemon Tree.
but you would never try to do singing, did you?
Oh, honey, I was the only one that in school, the assembly, told me not to sing because I could throw everybody off.
Oh.
True. Anyway, you know, Trini and I said to him, it's so wonderful to see you, my old friend. Then I said, no, we're not old friends. We are dearest friends.
There we go.
We have been friends forever.
Excuse the noise, by the way. We are doing this in a party for Toni's latest book signing event for her spectacular book, which is...
Unstoppable Me.
I love that title.
My life in the spotlight.
I love that title, honey.
Thank you. Well, I think it's apropos.
And it's true. You're unstoppable.
I try.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important never to stop.
Never
if
to
you
stop.
You become irrelevant.
There we go.
And if you keep going at it, no matter what it is, even the littlest thing, as I say in my book to women, it doesn't matter. If you like to bake cakes and give them to some organization that it means something to.
Yes, exactly.
Because that makes you relevant.
Yes.
If you like to sew, if you like to do things, create something. Relevancy is what keeps you alive.
That's right. Exactly. Especially giving to others.
That's right. Helping, giving, sharing.
Sharing.
Right?
Uh-huh.
That's true.
Of course.
Trini, you know, Trini's career has been endless. He has done so many great songs. You are a legend in your own time. I mean, I don't know many people that I can say that about, but you really are.
Thank you, honey.
And people love you, and I know your biggest fan. Tell everyone who your biggest fan is.
Thank you, Toni. I've been very blessed. In fact, my secretary, she's not my wife, she's my personal secretary for 24 years, Lee Walker. And she and I just finished writing my life story.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this a scoop?
Yes.
This is a scoop, Richard.
Yes.
We love scoops, don't we?
Yeah. She and I took 10 years to write my life story. And we're doing real good with getting the publishing and the screenwriter because people like this is another scoop. People like my friend Clint Eastwood,
I love him.
may be interested in doing my life story in a movie.
Wow, that would be
Clint
phenomenal.
Eastwood?
That would be absolutely phenomenal.
Oh my God. I mean, there are very few people that make me go, oh, Clint Eastwood is one of them.
Well, I have to hit you with this interruption right now. And being politically incorrect, I have to say, my feeling is that the movie stars of back then, and stars such as yourselves back then, had real personality and charisma. And I hate to say this, but people nowadays seem to be rather bland by comparison.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, of course. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They're all bland. They're all bland. They're not like we are. I mean, we're hot. We do things, we say things, we're totally incorrect at times, and we don't apologize for it.
Charisma is very important. And not everybody gets blessed having charisma. Not everybody.
How right you are.
Right.
How right you are.
Yes.
You know, it's true. Years ago, didn't you always hear that if you were a star, the reason you were a star is because if your name was mentioned, people would see your face in their head.
Right.
Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, I'll go on and on, Sammy Davis Jr.,
Yeah.
Jane Fonda, who's still working and, you know,
Yeah.
out there on Netflix with a top show, Lily Tomlin, all these people still relevant.
Absolutely.
Relevant and working.
Yeah, and Trini, you were just mentioning to me earlier about your love of London and which friend you have there, or had there, rather, right there near Piccadilly Circus. Share with our audience.
Well, I did a movie called The Dirty Dozen.
I remember that.
And Sinatra, I don't mean to throw names or anything, but Mr. Sinatra, I always call him Mr. Sinatra. He never, in 36 years, he never said, Trini, call me Frank.
He didn't?
He never said that.
You're kidding.
He loved me. Sinatra loved respect. I mean, immensely. Believe me. And he never told me to call him Frank. And I said, Mr. Sinatra, I said, my God, I can't believe you're my idol since I was a kid. And I never thought that I would ever get to meet him. Sinatra gave me my big break.
Yeah.
I was at a nightclub.
That's two of us.
Oh, here we go. I was at a nightclub in Hollywood called PJ's. And that was a place where people like Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Frank Sinatra, they all frequented this place. And I said to myself, I gotta work there one day. And by the grace of God, that's gonna be the name of my book, by the way, By the Grace of God.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
I love that, by the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
And everything is by the grace of God,
I think so. I think so.
I really do believe that.
Absolutely, people really should count their blessings and
yes.
appreciate life and yes, absolutely.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
appreciate God.
Yes, I got a job at PJ's. By the grace of God, they hired me. And I said to myself, all I want to do, dear Lord, is see Frank Sinatra in person. That's all I said. I didn't say I wanted to meet him. Right. I didn't say I want him to be my friend or whatever. I just wanted to look at him in person. So one night he comes in, and then he came in the second time, and on the third time, and by the way, I never talked to him. I was too afraid.
Well, of course.
I was too shy.
Of course.
So I just looked at him, you know, he'd be sitting there with his fedora hat, and I used to look at his clothes and everything. And on the third time, he sent his most famous record producer, a man named Don Costa, to offer me a record deal.
Wow.
With his record company, Sinatra's record company, Reprise Records. And they gave me an 8-year recording contract.
Really?
Absolutely. How wonderful. What a wonderful artist
he was. That
he was.
kind of a man, though, wasn't he?
Yes, yes.
You know, I'll tell you a quick short story.
Yeah.
I had come to the desert, and I had gotten a job. I didn't know what to do, and I went to KMIR.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I can do local Hollywood news for you. I hated the name gossip columnist. So Mike Frankovich, remember Mike Frankovich, the great producer? He said to me, Toni, you're going to have a gimmick. And I said, what's a gimmick? And he said, you got to have a gimmick. Well, I thought about it, and I decided I would have a gimmick. I got dressed all in white. I bleached my hair.
Like you are tonight.
Yeah, right. Deja vu.
Deja vu.
And I,
Lady in White.
Lady in White, exactly. In my book, you'll read that chapter. And the Lady in White. And so I made myself wear white clothes. I made my hair very white. I only ate white food. I was excessive. I'm only eating white food. I'm only going to drive a white car.
Wow.
I'm only going to have white furniture. I mean, I was neurotic, to say the least. But anyway, Frank thought it was adorable. So he introduced me. He said to me one night at Ruby Dunes, you remember Ruby Dunes?
I used to go there with him.
Oh my God, Ruby Dunes. He summoned me to the bar, and I was with my mother, as I always was, and I said to Mother, why is he having me come to the bar? She said, just go.
Don't ask any questions.
Don't ask any questions. So off I went to the bar, and there was Frank Sinatra with his best friend, Danny Schwartz.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
Danny?
of course.
Okay. He said to me, I've been watching you on the television station. You're too good to be here. You need to go to LA.
Wow.
And I went, oh, yes, sir. What should I do? Yes, sir. What should I do?
What should I
He
do?
said, you'll hear from me.
Wow.
And you know, within 48 hours, his press agent, Jim Mahoney, called me.
Jim Mahoney. Great
Remember?
PR guy, sure.
Oh my God.
Sure.
And my career started.
What
Oh,
a history,
honey,
what a
that's
story. It's
beautiful.
absolutely astonishing, really
Beautiful.
astonishing.
You know, really.
Sinatra was that way. Sinatra would help you if
Short
but
story.
he had to like you. He had to like you, and he liked you, I'm sure.
Right.
And he liked me.
Right. And you know what? I sat next to him with my mother. I don't know how many Friday nights was fresh lobster night, remember?
Oh.
Fresh lobster night at Ruby Doo.
Ruby Doo.
And my mother and I would go, because I love lobster. They would come in from Boston, and Frank would have an entourage, and he was with his best friend, Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And he would sit there, you know, having his drinks with all of his entourage.
Yeah.
But I never trespassed, you know.
It's nice that you did that.
Yeah,
I did the same thing.
Really?
I never bothered him.
Just said hello.
Yes.
Good evening. He would be the one actually to say good night first. Good evening first.
That was a very smart move on your part, and I don't mean to say it that way, but that's what happened to me also. The same thing. I stayed away because I was. Right. First of all, I was too shy myself.
Me too.
You too.
Me too.
Now, isn't
In
that
those
strange?
days, I was shy.
And what a strange characteristic, because so many people today are so obnoxiously pushy.
Yes, exactly.
Yet you are both artists, authors, and you have class and dignity. And that is so lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Richard.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you do. You know, you're probably the best interviewer on the planet.
Really?
Oh my
I think
God!
he
Thank you for the
is.
I've never
compliment.
met him before.
Oh,
Have
he's
I?
fantastic.
Well, unfortunately not. A pleasure, sir.
Richard is different. You know, most interviewers want to be up there and saying, hello, you know, it's me, you know, hello, it's all about me right now.
Right.
No, Richard doesn't do that. Richard gives his artist, his talent, the voice. And that's why his shows, you know, there are top network shows, Richard, by the way, that their ratings are falling into, excuse the expression, the toilet.
Yeah.
And that's because it's all about them.
Yes.
You have the artistry to be able to say,
And share.
it's about the talent and the people that I'm bringing into your home,
Right.
your living room,
He wants to
your
share,
bedroom.
right?
He wants to share.
And of course, I thank you so very much for the compliment. But that is precisely
true.
what an interviewer should do, not grandstand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
You do it.
Exactly.
You do it well.
Exactly.
But I'm so excited. Tell us the name of your book again.
It's coming out very soon, and it's Trini Lopez, By the Grace of God.
By the Grace of God, by Trini Lopez. And my goodness, lemon tree.
Very pretty.
Yeah, I love that song.
Great song.
I love that song. I performed it on stage years ago with a Spanish guitar, by the way.
Oh boy.
Oh.
We have the big surprise, a cake. You have to
Okay, we have a big
Okay, one
surprise.
more
Let's do
second. One of the main sponsors of our show is Bill Falloon of Life Extension Foundation. He wanted me to give you this.
Wow.
And
And we're going to live forever.
we can open the thing. Here we go.
And really,
are there
Bill
vitamins?
Falloon, Life Extension, you get every month. You get this incredible magazine.
I'm into all this.
Well, so are we all.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're not at our ages, we would not be around.
Right.
So, so nevertheless, I mean, don't worry about getting older. It's great. The trip is great. The journey is great. Just take care of yourself.
Right.
And all these great things. Buy all of Life Extension. I love it. I take it. You
Oh,
decide.
memory. Ah.
Memory.
So important, so important.
We have to go now.
Again, Trini,
Thank you, Richard.
thank you so very much.
Thank
and
you,
Tony,
sir.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
you need to join your audience.
By the
Thank
grace
you.
of God
By the
goes
grace of
Trini
God.
Lopez and
Thank
his
you.
great novel.
Thank you, honey.
Absolutely.
God bless
Great
you.
autobiography.
God bless you.
Thank
And
you.
God is blessing you.
Yes, he is.
Right.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
God bless you.
If I had a hammer in the morning, a hammer in the evening, all over this land, I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a war.